What's up, family? Joshua Black, the Urban Black Vegan. Welcome to the show, family. I'm glad I hope everyone is having a good evening. I hope you had a great weekend. So we're doing some different things here. I'm using some new software, as you can see, new software. So the show, as it says, The Adventures of the Broccoli Boy Wonder, Vegan Observations and Conversations. I'm hoping that you're hearing me well, because I got this whole new microphone set up. We're just trying to do things a little bit better, like raise the level of production. So what we're going to do, let me explain. We're changing the format of the show a little bit. At 8 o'clock, we're going to do news. I'm going to bring you like 3 or 4 top stories in the world of veganism that I find to be interesting. So that happens at 8 o'clock. All right. But what we're also going to have is a topic of discussion. Now, as we usually do every week, we always just let the conversation guide us. But I usually like to throw out something and see if you guys want to respond to it, and just to get things going. So tonight we are talking about, let me try to, because I got all this new fancy stuff going on, so I'm going to make sure that I'm doing this properly. So tonight we are going to discuss, let me see, the topic for this evening. Boom. See, we got graphics and everything now. So tonight topic is meditation and veganism. I would love to know if you do it, if that's something that you're into, and if you are into it, like what type of meditation do you do? Hey Faye, how are you? I hope things are well. Thanks for joining. I hope you add your voice to the conversation. Oh, Faye, let me know where you're checking in. I'm not sure. I think you told me before. I just forget. Because I think you were here before. So let me know where you're checking in from. And also, let me know if wherever you're checking in from, your city or town or hood, whatever you want to refer to it, let me know, how is the vegan scene? Oh, and also I'm trying a new microphone situation here, trying to get better sound quality, and let me know if you can hear me well, as well. So thank you so much, Faye, for checking in. I appreciate you. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about meditation and veganism. And the reason for this topic is, I would say about 2 episodes ago, I talked to a young lady who asked me about meditation, if I meditate. And I didn't really meditate because I really didn't know much about it. I've tried a couple times. Like, I've used an app to to do meditation. That didn't really work for me. And then I'm thinking maybe yoga, because I know some people say yoga is like a form of meditation. Let me know if you do yoga as meditation, or do you just sit silently? Do you meditate for a long time? And also, is the meditation helping you with your veganism? Like, on your vegan journey, does meditation help you with that? Do you meditate at the beginning of the day, the end of the day? I would love to hear. And how, and if so, have you intertwined that with your vegan journey? Hey, Susan from, let me see. I think I can do a thing where I can actually show. Oh, yeah. I can show comics. I can show the comments. Okay. Hey, Susan Kelly from Redondo Beach, California. I'm going to ask you, how is the vegan scene out there? I'm assuming that is good, because California health and fitness is kind of what you guys do. So I'm just assuming that it's good out there. But let me know, how's the vegan scene out there? Hey, Richard's daughter, greetings to you. Great, you can hear me good? Great. Because I got this new microphone. We're using new graphics. As you can see below, the whole situation. Follow me on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at the Urban Black Vegan. Yes, make sure you guys follow me. But let me know where you're checking in from. Also, let me know how the vegan scene is in your neck of the woods. And like I said, so we're changing the show up a little bit. The topic of the evening will be meditation and veganism. Do you meditate? When do you meditate? What type of meditation do you use? Do you use an app? Do you do yoga as meditation? Has meditation enhanced your vegan journey? Does it help? I want to do more meditation myself. So I would love to get some response from you guys, from the audience, of like, exactly what do you do when you meditate? What type of meditation do you engage in? And how long have you been doing it? Or are you being challenged with trying to incorporate more meditation into your vegan journey? Let me know. I would definitely love to hear also. Hey, Nikki Felton from Kentucky. How is it in Kentucky? How is the vegan scene in Kentucky? I'm here in Philly, and I'm gonna tell you, the vegan scene in Philly, it's crazy here. We just got finished with Vegan Restaurant Week here in Philly. And I'm gonna tell you, I went to one vegan restaurant. Like, I usually cook for myself. I don't know about you guys. I don't eat out a lot, and I don't do a whole lot of vegan like restaurants. And I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, I know why. Hold on, I want to put the topic of discussion up again. I know why I don't do a lot of vegan restaurants, because I don't know what's in the food. Like, I went to this one vegan restaurant, and it was pretty cool. It was called Miss Rachel's Pantry. It was in kind of like a trendy part of the city. So I went there, and they had like this ribs and mac and cheese and a biscuit and these pickled cucumbers. Right. It was good. I'm not even gonna lie. It was good. I had some critiques on a couple things that they had, but all through the dinner, I'm asking, like, what's in it? Like, I know it's vegan food. I know there's no animals in it, but is it a ton of sugar in it? Is it, if it's not sugar, is it a bunch of oil in it? If it's not a bunch of oil, is it flour? What type of flour? Are you using flour? I mean, is the stuff made here, or is it pre-made? I'm asking all these questions. Yes, because I did a review, and you can see that review on my Facebook page if you want to see the review of Miss Rachel's kitchen. But I was like, I had such anxiety going out to a restaurant, even though it's vegan food. I know there's no animals in it, but I'm like, is this stuff really good for me? I don't want to fall into this habit of eating like unhealthy vegan food. I don't know. I got problems. Hey, Susan Kelly, emerging trend, more in the last year than in the last 20. Yeah, okay, so that's where you're at. Yes, I know the whole vegan thing is like just taking off, and one of my news stories that I'm going to talk about, let me explain. We're doing news at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. I'm going to like throw out 3 news stories that I found to be rather interesting that we can talk about, or we cannot. It all depends. But I want to do news stories at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. So tonight I'm trying out my whole new situation here with a microphone, graphics on the bottom, graphics right here on the side, new software. So we're going to see how this is. So far, so good. So far, so good. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Tonight's topic, meditation and veganism. Do you meditate? And if so, how do you engage in meditation? Is it through an app? And also, does the meditation help you on your journey? Like, I fast. Do you meditate before you fast or after you fast, or maybe not? Or we can talk about anything you wish. I'm just throwing out some stuff to kind of get the conversation started. Oh, hey, Leah, how are you? I am out walking, jogging, listening in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've been to Minnesota. It had to be about 15 years ago, maybe even longer than that. But how are you out there, Minnesota? I guess winter is on its way, and is it true that Minnesota winters are like difficult? Please let a brother know. But thanks for checking in. I appreciate you checking in. And since you're running, walking, and jogging, you must be a healthy, fitness focus. And I'm assuming you're vegan. I hope you are, Leah. All right. Thanks for checking in, Leah. Hey, Kenyatta, how are you? Meditating for years. I am teaching my vegan 5-year-old to meditate. Lots of options on the Play Store. Wow. I wish I had got to my daughter when she was younger to kind of like introduce her to veganism. I've been vegan for I'm going on my 8th year. So I've been vegan for a while, and I wish I had, introduced these things to my daughter. So I applaud you, Kenyatta, for being able to bring your daughter on board with like raising her consciousness of self-awareness through meditation and hopefully through food and whatnot. So that is great, 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 great news. Thank you for sharing. Oh, you got some more. Let's see what else Kenyatta has to say on the subject. It said, Kenyatta says, absolutely helps me on this vegan journey, has helped me focus on my why. On why I'm vegan. Vegan 20 years before it was cool. Wow, I applaud you, brothers. 20 years? Good stuff. Good stuff. I applaud you for that. Hey, Allison, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I always get that screwed up. How is it out there? How's the vegan scene out there in Cape Cod? Is it crazy? Is it like exploding like it is in most parts of the country? Because I'm gonna tell you, this vegan thing is crazy. And then you know what? It's like even people who aren't vegan kind of want to dabble a little bit, or I like to say they like to. Like everyone wants to come to it's like veganism is like this big pool party and everybody wants to come to the pool party, but everybody doesn't want to get in the pool, right? Like everybody doesn't want to get in the pool, but they want to like stick their foot in a little bit. They want to check the waters. They want to check the water just a little bit, because they're just so curious because they see so many people in the pool that they're like, yo, maybe. So it's like, I look at veganism like this big giant pool party and people just want to come to the party at this point where they want to put their toe in the water a little bit. That's how I see it. But yeah, so let me know what's going on in Cape Cod. And thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate everybody jumping in, sharing information. Here we go. We have a meditation comment. I meditate every day. I use electronic candles because it's at work. You meditate at work? I wonder how do you meditate at work? Now, unless you must have your own office, or do you just sit and when you meditate, Nikki, let me know. When you meditate, is it for like a minute? I've heard people say just close your eyes and kind of connect with your breathing. Do that for a minute. Like, so I wonder, how do you do that? Like, is it noticeable? Do you turn the lights off when you're at work in your own office? Like, come on, give us some more information, Nikki. And also, do you use an app to keep track, or for a soundtrack, or for a soothing voice? Like, give us some more information. Also, Nikki, let me know, does this help you on your vegan journey, or are you even vegan or plant-based or whatever you would like to call yourself? All right, Richard's daughter, let's see what you have to say. Richard's daughter says, I do guided meditation every rising, first thing in the AM. I do it for 20 minutes and it has helped me set the tone for the day. I then write out what I'm grateful for and then read for 10 to 20 minutes. That's how I start my day. And my breathing is so much better. It's hard to explain. I've been to breathing events in the city. A breathing event. Yo, that sounds dope. A breathing event. I've been to breathing events in the city because we do not breathe correctly. A breathing event. You done got me thinking, because that sounds so dope and so interesting. Okay, Richard's daughter, now give us some more information. Now you go to these breathing events, or you get up and you meditate every morning for 20 minutes, right? Like, is that to music? Is it just stillness and quietness? And when you get up in the morning, is it like, what time in the morning? Is it still dark out? Is it like 2 o'clock in the morning? Not 2, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning? Like what, give us some more specifics, because I'm so interested in this idea of meditation and veganism, and if one kind of goes with the other, and if meditation is a way of enhancing your journey on vegan, with being a vegan or plant-based, whatever you want to call yourself. This is interesting. Okay, so you use not much for vegan. Not much for vegan. So the meditation is not to make your vegan journey make it easier, or make it more kind of like, I don't know, not to enhance your vegan journey. it's just something separate, but do you find it a way? I don't know. I'm just curious because I always see, I run into a lot of vegans who talk about meditating, and I don't know. It's just, but thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Joey, how are you? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Joy? Is it just Joy or is it Joey? Joey? Let me know. Meditation increases the compassion center in your brain. Wow. It increases the compassion center in your brain. That's interesting. Okay. And then she also says the gray matter actually increases. The gray matter. Okay, Joey. Okay, got it, Joey. So Joey says the gray matter actually increases. This is interesting. I am taking note. I am literally making note or taking note. Okay, here's Nikki, because I had asked Nikki a question about where does she meditate, because I know a lot of people meditate, right? But Nikki said she meditates at work, so I'm wondering, like, how do you do that? She says, I have my own office. I sit with soft music and just breathe and relax. I'm vegan. I feel that yoga and meditation help me center myself. Okay, that helps you center yourself. That's very interesting. Okay, I got it. This is good. This is good. Thank you guys so much for helping me on this question about veganism. This is good. This is good. Okay, guys. All right. So just like I said, at the top of the hour, it's about 8 o'clock. I am adding another feature to the show, which at 8 o'clock, we just go over some news stories just to kind of like make sure that we're informed, because I always tell people that being vegan or plant-based is more than just what's on our plate. We should be aware of what's going on, period, in the world of plant-based living or veganism, whatever you want to call it. So let's get into some of these stories, the top 3 news stories. Actually, I got 4 news stories I'm going to talk about, but let's start with the first one. Vegan food sales spiked 3.7 billion, that's billion with a B, in just 12 months, in the last 12 months. So sales of plant-based foods amounted to 3.7 billion in the last 12 months, according to new data collected by market research firm Nielsen. Sales of plant-based foods increased by 17% during the 12-month period. Plant-based meats, of course, grew the most by 23%. A U.S. retail market now worth $684 million. Beyond Meat, of course, as I would think, led the way with sales up 70% over the last 12 months, followed closely by Phil Roast and Gardein. I'm not surprised. Like I said, this whole vegan thing and plant-based living has become like this pool party, and everyone wants to be part of the pool party. So of course everyone is going to everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon. The first thing they do is go to their grocery store and go to the vegan section and they buy the processed foods. That's okay. I'm not even mad that they're doing that. As long as they're giving it a shot, and hopefully they'll transition to more healthier options. But look, bravo. I'm glad that this whole thing is blowing up and people are like curious and jumping on board. Any way is good by me, as long as the goal is to not hurt animals, eat better, live better, and be healthier. I'm with it. So that's the first story. So story number 2. Story number 2. Tom's brand debuts vegan rock climbing shoes. Yep. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with Tom's, but this is interesting. Tom's recently developed an all-vegan climbing shoe. Tom's partnered with rock climbing shoe brand So Ill to create the highly functioning shoes, which feature lightweight materials, a padded tongue, a downturned toe, and a sole made from black matter rubber, a sticky vegan material originally developed for the Navy SEALs to ensure secure foot placement. Okay, so I know you guys are saying like, well, who cares? I don't rock climb. I don't rock climb either. But here's the thing. It's great to know that these big brands are embracing the word vegan, because there's brands that make things vegan by accident. They kind of keep it on the low. They don't put out pressers and information saying like this is a vegan brand. So it's good to see that these brands are embracing the word, because the whole vegan thing is now seeping into corporate America, mainstream America, and now we're not so much on the fringes of things. We're kind of like right there in the center. We're like where all the action is at. So very, very interesting. And then my last story. Now, this is a story, it's not even news so much. This is more or less commentary. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. All right, so recently, this has been on my Facebook timeline, right? Now, this is like mannequins. I've seen some mannequins in, I've seen some mannequins in Target, but these are the new type of mannequins that you're now seeing. And I seen it posted on the timeline where people were just applauding. Yes, this is great. Finally, yes, bravo. I'm so glad to see real looking people. Now, as a former big fat belly dude, this isn't, is it this way? This isn't cool. As a former fat boy, I wouldn't, it didn't make me feel good to see, it wouldn't have made me feel good to see myself reflected, like standing on a pedestal and being celebrated in a way, because that's not what I wanted to be. You know, I didn't want to be that. Now, I know there's a lot of criticism when you see mannequins that are not true to what America looks like. But for me, I knew that having the big old belly was unhealthy. And so for me, for places like Target to normalize it, to me, they kind of normalize it, making it like, oh, it's okay. It's not okay. Carrying belly weight is not okay. It's not healthy. I'm not talking about aesthetically, it doesn't look good. I'm just talking about the fact that it is not healthy. And I don't understand why we're celebrating this, because it's not healthy. It leads to so many chronic illnesses and diseases and problems that are plaguing communities, specifically African American communities. So it's stuff like this that bothers me that I can't co-sign. Now, my friend who had posted this, I couldn't co-sign it. He had a ton of comments, people saying, bravo, it's great to see. But I can't co-sign this because I know for a fact that this celebrates an unhealthy lifestyle. All right, people might disagree, but that's okay. But I just want to get that out there because it keeps popping up on my timeline, and I just look. I might not be in the popular group of people who love this, but I am not going to just stand idly by when I know, for me, when I was a fat belly boy, that seeing this kind of stuff would have not made me jump for joy. It would have just reinforced the fact that I just don't want to look like that. And I know it's unhealthy because I was unhealthy. So those are my top 3 news stories, even though that last one is not really a news story, more of a commentary. But what do you think about these new mannequins? And have you even seen these new mannequins that are in like the Targets and whatnot that are celebrating or highlighting or putting on a pedestal? I don't know. I know they have some of the women, but it's the men mannequins that bother me the most because of the fact that I don't know. I can't even describe it. But what's your opinion? What do you think? Good thing, bad thing? Let me know. All right, let's see. Let's get right back. Let's get right back to our topic tonight. So like I said, tonight's topic that we're going to discuss will be meditation. Meditation and the fact that, here, Meditation and veganism. Do you do both? Do you do one without the other? Are you like trying to get into meditation? Or if you do meditate, what tools do you use? So I see, let me see here. Barbara Grant Kelly. Barbara Grant, are you the Barbara Grant are you in Philly? And if so, are you the Barbara Grant that's on WURD? Let me know. I would love to know. All right. Headspace.com offers 10 free 10-minute guided meditations that are awesome. Also, I use the app Insight Timer app when it offers a plethora of options. I personally have not utilized these apps to enhance my journey towards being vegan, but definitely can see the benefits. Wow. Okay. All right. So let me write that down. Headspace is one. Are there any other apps out there that people are using? I do utilize apps when I can. So Headspace is one. Okay, Barbara, I'm still glad that you checked in right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, because we have a Barbara Grant here in Philly that's on a radio station, on talk radio station, Black Talk radio station here in Philly. So I just thought maybe you were the same person. But I'm so glad that you shared that information. I just wrote that down. Headspace.com. Hey guys, make sure you're reading through some of these comments and things, because people are like leaving like really good information that can benefit all of us, especially if you're trying to do a meditation. So Barbara just posted something here, headspace.com, 10 free minutes of 10 free 10-minute guided meditations. That's good stuff. Thank you so much, Barbara. All right, Richard's daughter, with all this good information, I do a Dr. Wayne Dyer. Now, I think I saw him on PBS one time. I think this is the same guy. Or Abraham Hicks guided meditation. I had trouble focusing in the beginning when I first started meditating. Researched and looked into guided meditations, and that worked for me. I've always had trouble breathing when walking or jogging, and I remember my breathing was better when I did yoga 15 years ago. My lifestyle has changed since being whole food plant-based, and I wanted to be more of my best self. I remember the peace and mental clarity that yoga brought me, and that's why I started meditation. Yes, now I've been wanting to start meditation. Thank you so much for that information, Barbara. Richard's daughter. I wanted to start yoga as well. I've heard that it can be a form of meditation. I've heard, but there's so many different types of yoga. Maybe I need to do a topic on yoga. I'm pretty sure there's probably a ton of people who do the yoga thing, so I would love to get some insight on that as well. Hey, Miranda, how are you? Miranda, let me know where you're checking in from. But it says, I use the same one. I also use Louise Hayes guided meditation. Now, is that an app that Hayes, is that an app as well? Let us know. Share your information with the room. Hey, Richard's daughter. Yes, embrace the bigger mannequins because they want us to stay sick. You know what? I think it may be a little bit of that, Richard's daughter, but I also think that it's like they've just given into the fact that Americans are fat. We're fat, and since people are embracing the fatness, why keep fighting against it? Why don't we embrace it too and just give them what they are? You know, so I know some people were getting mad at the mannequins that were kind of like thin or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know about these new mannequins. But I've only seen them in Target. I'm not sure if they're everywhere. I've only seen them in Target, but I'm just not with it. I'm gonna tell you, when I was a big belly boy, I didn't want to go to the big and tall store. I didn't want to be that, because I'm 6'2", so I didn't want to be the guy that had to go to the big and tall store because my belly was too big for like regular size. I didn't want that. I wanted to be considered. I didn't want that. I didn't want to, but I knew I was a fat boy, right? And I just wanted to change. I just wanted to change. I wanted to be able to listen. One of the biggest things when I lost the weight and started really feeling a lot better about myself, my self-confidence raised and my image of myself raised. I just love the fact being able to go to a store and seeing my size and picking it off the rack and not having to try it on and not having anxiety if it's going to fit. See, you only know this kind of stuff if you were like a former big boy or you're a big girl and you lost a lot of weight. You know that feeling of like, you like it, it looks great, but will it fit? If you've never been heavy, you may not have that type of anxiety. And don't get me wrong, I know there's some slim people who also have a little bit of that too, but you know that even the slim people, you know when you buy something, it's probably going to at least get over your thigh. You know it's not going to cut off circulation if you button it up. These are the type of anxiety I know as far as this fat boy, former fat boy, the type of anxiety I would have. Like, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm just feeling some kind of way. It got me kind of hyped. This whole heavyweight mannequin thing in like Target. I don't know. All right, let's see what Miranda says. I'm in Orlando. Oh, what's up in Orlando now? I think Orlando or is it Florida? I'm not sure what part of Florida, but I think the vegan scene is pretty strong out there. Let me know. I have podcasts of Wayne Dyer and Louise Hayes meditations. Yeah, I'm a big podcast guy, so I'm definitely making note of Wayne Dyer and Louise Hayes. See, guys, I get so much information. I love sharing my information, my journey, but I also love the fact that I'm able to get information from you guys. That's why I'm always asking you guys to make sure that you post so I can get information. I know I'm being selfish, but this is not just me giving to you. This is you guys giving to me too. So I really appreciate you guys. Okay, Rich's daughter, I now have a name, Sarita. Yes, now I have a name. I can call you Sarita instead of Richard's daughter. All right, let me make sure I write that down so now I will remember, because I know you're always on here, and I'm glad that I have a name to attach instead of saying Richard's daughter all the time. Okay, Sarita, thank you so much. I wrote that down. From now on, you are Sarita. All right. What's up, Andrew Vegan Chef Williams? What's going on, brother? Shalom to you as well. What part of the city? Well, not what part of the city. What part of the country are you checking in from, bro? And let us know do you have a restaurant or just do you do your chef thing on your own? Are you like chef for hire? Will cook for money? I don't know. Let us know what's going on and where you're doing your thing. Share with the people. You never know. So you might have a neighbor or someone in your hood who's like looking for a vegan chef, and maybe we can pick your brain about some things. So we'll see. Hey, Annette, how are you? Yes, Rich Roll. I listen to all Rich Rolls, not to all of them. I listen to Rich Roll a lot. I love his podcast. Very inspiring, very inspirational. Let me wait. Let me say this. Rich Roll his podcast is good. I do get information. I'm not sure if Rich Roll himself is inspiring because although I can only relate to on a certain level with him. But some of his guests, I can definitely relate to. But I don't know. Some of the information is kind of flighty. Not flighty, but it's really up there. But I do love Rich Roll, and I listen to him a lot. And I love the fact that he's an ultra marathoner. He's done some incredible things. He went through a weight loss thing himself. So his podcasts are very good, well produced. And I'm trying to get my situation, and I'm going to start a podcast as well. I'm trying to get my situation at least on the level of production of a Rich Roll or even better. So we'll see. But thanks for sharing. Yes. And if you guys are not familiar with Rich Roll, he is definitely somebody you definitely will should check out if you do podcasts. I do podcasts all the time. Hey, Nikki. Let's see. Since going plant-based, I have lost some weight. When I say I eat plant-based diet, no one is interested anymore. When you eat plant-based, you've lost some weight, which is great. I applaud you. I'm going to tell you, if you lost 1 pound or 10 pounds, it doesn't matter. The fact that you are seeing and making a difference based on the food that you're putting in your mouth is a huge plus. But then you say on the next sentence, it says, when I say I eat a plant-based diet, no one is interested anymore. What do you mean interested? No one is interested, like want to hang out with you, want to date you, they're not interested in hearing information or what? So explain a little bit, because I would love to kind of expand on your comment there. I'm loving the information, you guys. I love the comments. Keep them coming, because, there's a lot of people who may not actually post a comment, but there's like a lot of people lurking, a lot of people who may want to just read through the comments and gather information later. And then the reason I do these lives is because a lot of times people don't have the time to listen in when we're doing it, but they read through the comments and then they listen to the live and then they gather information and then they look at the comments and they gather information and take notes from there. So make sure you guys post any information about meditation, when you meditate, what times a day, how long, any apps you use, what forms of meditation. Maybe for you, sometimes exercising is a form of meditation, or maybe it's yoga, or is sitting quietly. Or when you do meditate, do you meditate with the lights off? Can you do it anywhere, anytime? Like you're traveling on public transportation, can you just close your eyes and just close out the world and meditate for a minute? I would love to hear. If you travel a lot, okay, Miranda, she writes, if you travel a lot for work, how can you keep up, considering you're eating out and it's not easy to find a vegan restaurant? Any tips? Okay, Miranda, yes, I do have some tips. Now, I always like to say that, one, there's a couple of things going on. If you travel a lot, I think the world is embracing veganism, or at least plant-based eating. And most places at least have a vegan hamburger, and a vegan burger, and they don't even have to be a vegan spot. Doesn't even have to be a vegan spot, but most spots include at least one vegan option. It used to be the only thing vegan you can get would be bread and a salad. And you would have to be careful with the salad, not with the salad, but you have to be careful with the dressing that you would put on the salad. But most restaurants have at least a vegan option. And I also say this, I was told one time, and I truly believe this, any place that has a kitchen can create a vegan dish. Now, it might not be the most fanciest vegan dish. It might just be pasta and marinara sauce. But any restaurant, any place that actually has a kitchen can prepare you a vegan dish. Just have to be a little creative. And also, I truly believe, and sometimes this is, say if you're traveling, you may have to indulge in a lot of vegan junk food per se. And there's a lot of vegan by accident products like Doritos and Ritz crackers, and there's things out there. You just have to know. You just have to make sure that you stay informed. Now, also another thing that you do, if you travel a lot, if you work long, crazy hours or what have you, I like to do intermittent fasting for two reasons. It keeps you lean, and it also instills a certain amount of discipline. I only eat 8 hours out of a 24-hour day. So the other 16 hours, there's no food. So what happens is that I'm building that mental muscle. So when I need to call on that mental muscle, when I can't eat for the next 4 or 5 hours, I'm able to call on it because I've built it up through intermittent fasting. So I already know, it's already in my head that I can go 16 hours without food. Okay, so I'll go another 3. I know what I'm capable of because I done built that muscle. It's almost like lifting weights. When you get your muscles strong enough and big enough that you're able to lift heavier and heavier and heavier. So by building my mental muscle through the exercise of intermittent fasting, I'm able to call on that muscle when I need to flex it when I'm not going to be able to eat. So those are a couple things that you can think of when you're struggling with trying to find a way when you're traveling. Okay, Nikki. Nikki says, knitting is a form of meditation. The needles click together in a relaxing way. Wow, that's interesting. That's what I would want to know. Does meditation only come in the form of sitting with a candle with the lights off? Is there other ways of meditating? Like, what are other interesting ways of meditating? Oh, Tracy Cox is here, the breath coach. And Tracy, I don't know if you do any type of, Tracy, what part of the world are you in? That's what I want to know. That's one question. And then also, here's another question for you, Tracy. I love that the breath coach. Yes, you are my breath coach. Yes, and I got all your information, sifting through it, trying to employ some of the techniques, still a little confused, but I'm definitely better than I was. So Tracy, here's my other question. That breath coach thing, do you do anything online? Do you share information? Do you have a YouTube channel? Because I think it'd be kind of dope to kind of explore this whole avenue of being a breath coach. I've never heard of that. Is that a thing that actually exists? Please let me know. Oh, so you guys, like, I am not like a meditation specialist, but there are people like my new Facebook friend, Tracy Cox, who has like a plethora of information. Now she's posting here. Definitely read her posts, reach out to her. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Tracy, but reach out to her and she can pass on to you. Or maybe I should make a post with some of the dope information that she gave me that I can pass on to you. She gave me links and just all kind of really dope stuff that I think you guys may find helpful if you're trying to really get into this meditation thing. So Tracy is the one who kind of prompted this topic of discussion from a couple weeks ago, because I was just so amazed by like the information that not only Tracy but others were sharing, that I said we need to devote an entire show to this. So thank you once again, Tracy. And yeah, let me know. Well, Tracy, I know you're saying, okay, so you made up the breath coach. I think that might be something you might want to explore because it's really good information. I've never heard of. Maybe you're the first. You just started something. I think is really dope information. Maybe a breath coach is as a form of, I don't know. But let's think about it. I think it would be kind of dope to do something like that. Okay. No, okay, so you have a page called Meditation Queens. Not that I'm mad that it's just for queens, just for the women, because, you might want to include a couple of the brothers, right? But anyway, at least that's a step in the right direction. So is that on Facebook? And if so, put the link up there or just let us know. Is it something that, is it an open group, a closed group? But it's, just let us know. Okay, I will send you a link, and I promise I won't stalk the women. I just want the information. But thank you so much. Okay, Faye. Faye says, I meditate while I walk. Okay, I can see that. Now, do you walk at night? Do you walk in the morning? Now, when you walk, is it with music? Are you listening to music? And if you are, is it kind of like soothing kind of music? Is it low key? Or is it just like a hum? Is it just drums? Like, give us some more information. And how long are you walking and meditating? All right, Andrew, let's see. I love meditation. Meditate both in the morning and at night. As a Sabbath keeper, I'd meditate several hours. Shalom. Okay. I like that. See, I'm starting to sense that a lot of people meditate. I just don't know. There's so many different forms of meditation. And I love my Facebook friend Tracy, who talks about, I guess I'm not sure if it's with all meditation, but meditation while breathing or really recognizing and appreciating your breathing. Is that something that all you guys do when you meditate? And I've heard people say it centers you. It gets you more centered. You feel more centered while you're meditating. I would love to know exactly what does it do for you guys. And also, is it something that enhances your vegan or plant-based journey? You know, does it get you more in tune, more in touch with what you're doing as far as with the food that you're taking in? Does it get you more in tune with being of being able to activate your activism in some type of way to affect others, you know? Or when you meditate, is it just you're meditating in just emptiness? Like you're not trying to think of anything in particular. You're just trying to be open to and just receptive to whatever like the spirit brings in. Like, I don't know. I just think it's very interesting. And the more I talk about it, the more deeper I kind of go into it, trying to find out, because I really want to be, and someone said this, and I'm going to take this line. I want to be the best version of me. And I'm wondering if meditation is a way to do that. I do believe that this plant-based journey, being vegan, is definitely a way that has made me a better version of me, has raised my consciousness, has made me more of, as some people say, more woke. Like really woke. I'm not talking about walking with my eyes wide shut. And I do believe people who in communities grab the phrase, "Oh, I'm woke." Yeah, but I think you're walking with your eyes wide shut. Because if you're really woke and you haven't been able to embrace a plant-based lifestyle or consider it, I think you're walking with your eyes wide shut. That's my opinion. All right, Barbara, let's see what you have to say here. It says, I can definitely see how the meditation can help with intermittent fasting. That's where I have been attempting to start. And the mental muscle is the challenge for sure. Yeah, Barbara, I have to agree with this statement. Mental muscle, I think that is the biggest challenge. I think if most of us can build that mental muscle, we could do whatever. We can apply that mental muscle to anything. If you have that self-discipline, which is basically a form of like a really big mental muscle that's been built up over time, you can apply that to whatever you want to do. You can apply it to physical fitness. You can apply it to your diet. You can apply it to your daily habits. You can apply it to whatever, because now you're mentally strong. Sometimes we can do the physical thing, meaning sometimes, yeah, anybody can get up and, like, say for fitness, you want to get up and go to the gym. We can do that. We can get up and go to the gym, do our thing in the gym, and then the next day, okay, we just don't feel like going. Or like, you know what happens at the beginning of the year, a ton of people go to the gym and then they fall off. That's because they're just trying to do it in the physical, right? They're just trying to physically push themselves that way. But mentally, they're not there. But when you can marry the mental with the physical, or you get that mental part really strong, it'll make your body do things. It'll make your body do things, because mentally, now that mental muscle is built up to the point where it's like, you don't have no choice because you're so strong in that way. But it's when our mental muscle is weak, undeveloped, that's when we just can't press through. Because mentally, we're just exhausted because we haven't worked that muscle. We haven't exercised our mental muscle to the point where we can press through regardless of if we're tired, regardless of what our body says. We just do it. You know, it's just do it. I know that whole Nike thing. But anyway. All right, Tracy is in my breathing coach, my breath coach is in, and I'm giving you that name, Tracy. I'm just going to give you that name. You're like Tracy the breath coach Cox. Okay, for now on. So that is yours. Yes, guys, I'm so glad you guys are like adding all this great information. So many people are going to be affected in a positive way, because this is information that I think sometimes we don't talk about, especially a lot of people may think they're doing this meditation thing, or maybe considering it, or maybe a lot of people do it, but maybe they're not doing it right. And is there a right or wrong way to meditate? I don't know. Is it just like close your eyes and you're meditating and you're doing a good job? Or is there like special techniques to do it? Like if you do yoga, there's specific types of yoga that you do to be most effective. Or, so is it the same thing when you meditate? Are there forms of meditation that are more effective than others? Can you meditate wrong? I don't know. Tracy, I love it. I love this idea. Hold on, okay, we can start up a meditation page for your followers. I would be willing to contribute. Okay, we're going to make that happen, Tracy. We're going to make that happen. Let's talk more about it. Now, if we make up a page, maybe not just for meditation, but let's include meditation, but I definitely want to make up a page. Let's definitely do that. Maybe we'll talk. I'm going to inbox you, maybe if not after the show. Now, I know there's like a 2 hour or 1 hour. I think it's a 1 hour difference. You guys are an hour behind us in Chicago. It's 8:30 here, so I think it's 7:30 in Chicago. I'm not sure. But let's talk about that. Let's figure out what we can do to a page, because I've been wanting to create a page. Yeah, I like this idea. So, yeah, stay tuned. I will inbox you, if not after the show, maybe tomorrow, but I'll definitely inbox you and we'll go back and forth a little bit and figure out how we can help some folk. Yes, that's what we're going to do. So this way we can continue the conversation, and not just on Monday, because I try to do this once a week, but we can continue the conversation throughout the week, every day, just keep things going, and we can all be a help to others. That's for me, that's what this is all about. Yes. I love this idea. Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss something? Insight. Is there, hold on, let's see. Someone mentioned. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you what we're doing tonight. As you guys can see, this is what is the topic: meditation and veganism. Not that they must go together, but I'm wondering, do you put them together? Does the meditation help your veganism, or does your veganism kind of like help your meditation? And if you meditate, what type of meditation do you do? Do you consider? I've heard people say they do yoga as a form of meditation. I had a sister on here say that they do their meditation by when they're knitting, and the clicking of the needles kind of like sets the pace. I've heard of, and I didn't know it was a thing, it's called guided meditation. That sounded interesting. Now, I have tried, based on suggestion from Tracy, the breath coach Cox. So Tracy Cox, who's, I'm calling her my breath coach, right? To meditate and really concentrate on breathing. And this was so interesting when Tracy said it, because it really resonated with me about the fact that we take for granted one of the most important parts of our life, which is breathing. Like every day, I don't even know how many breaths we take a day, but our breath, we just take for granted that it's always there. So we never take time to stop and acknowledge it. That was deep for me when Tracy said that. And so I've been trying my best. I just have to be more regular with it, of taking that time, stopping and appreciating my breathing, my breath that I take in, the breath that I exhale, and appreciate the life that breath is bringing me, because without it, we won't exist. So just giving it that level of importance and taking the time to really acknowledge it is huge. And that's why I want to do a show about meditation, because I think it relates to the vegan journey, because I think all of us, those who are on this journey, and reason that you're taking part is that similar to meditation and taking time to acknowledge that breath, you've stopped to take time to acknowledge how what you put in your body affects you. You've stopped to take time to acknowledge how what you're doing is affecting the planet. You've stopped and taken time to acknowledge what you're doing and what we're eating and how it's affecting our community. So when Tracy, that's why it connected with me, and that's why it resonated. So when Tracy said you need to stop and acknowledge how your breath, how it affects you, how that is affecting other people, and the fact that it's something that we overlook. Similar to how we were just unconsciously eating meat, I think we unconsciously just take for granted the air that we breathe, how we breathe in, and the importance of it, and the fact that we need to appreciate and show appreciation to it, but just by stopping and acknowledging its presence, acknowledging how it feels, and not just taking for granted that it's going to be there every day. So yeah, so that's why we're doing this show. Okay. All right, Sarita. So you said that there is, have you heard of, oh, let me put you up on the screen. So I guess you're answering something for Tracy, to Tracy. All right, says, have you heard of Breathe with Kathleen? I've been to 2 of her breathing classes in New York. A breathing class. I'm like, you know what? I wonder if that's something I can do here in Philly. Like just a breathing class. Okay. Now we're on this whole thing. I am so intrigued with this breathing classes. I want to do something like that here in Philly. I have a studio. I have about 3,000 square feet studio. And maybe we can do something here, like some kind of breathing class with some cool vegan food afterwards. Maybe we can do some kind of vegan, not vegan, some kind of breath or breathing class. So if you're in Philly, this is something you're doing, if you're like a breath coach, since my Facebook friend Tracy, my breath coach is in Chicago, is there someone in Philly that does it? And if so, please let me know. Get in touch with me. Let me know. And hey, guys, you know what? I know that everyone in the room now is either vegan, trying to be vegan, on the road to being vegan. But you know what? If you have a friend or a family member who's not even vegan whatsoever, but sometimes have questions to you, just tag them, because this is kind of information they may need to really get in the water. And when I say water, because to me, the whole vegan thing is like a big giant pool party. Everybody wants to come. Not everybody wants to get in the water. So invite your friend or your family member or your associate or your coworker. Just tag them in the post. Let them know that we're talking about information they might find interesting that might help them make that decision to get in the water. Oh, hey, okay, Sarita, I love this. If we cannot find someone, can we Skype Tracy in for an event? Yes, we can do that. That's an awesome idea. We can definitely do that. Now, we got to make sure Tracy wants to do it. I can Skype her in. I have the technology and the software to be able to Skype her in. And my studio is big enough. I can even put her up, like projector on the wall. She'd be like 8 feet tall. I know Tracy's like, what? Wait a minute. How am I now? What? I know, Tracy. I know. We kind of like recruited you to be like this not health coach, but to be like a breath coach, breathing coach, breath coach. I don't know exactly how you want to call it, but yeah, that might be a hot idea. Okay, so we got to figure this out. Okay, Richard, I'm getting ready to call you Richard's daughter. I'm so used to that, Sarita. Now, Sarita, are you in Philly? I wonder if Sarita's in Philly. If not, you know what? We can do this whole Skype thing, and we can just do it online and make it available for the world. And so we can change some folk. Yes, I'm loving this idea. I know we're just talking about what we can get Tracy to do and haven't even asked Tracy if she'll be down with something like that. Oh, she said it sounds like a plan. So this is good. This is good. So we're going to figure some stuff out. Now we're thinking about creating a page for some type of a Facebook group for meditation and veganism, maybe something. We got to throw the veganism thing in there, the whole vegan or plant-based living thing in there, because to me it's all connected. It's just raising a consciousness and awareness of all things around and in and inside of us. But we're going to figure that out. We're going to talk. All right, Andrew, let's see what insights you have, bro. It says, very true. Meditation is about breathing correctly and movement. Like, for example, Tai Chi. All right. Moving meditation. Yes. Thanks for chiming in, Andrew. I was wondering that's what I was wondering about. I know meditation can take many different forms. Some people talk about the stillness, just the whole stillness of meditation. And I'm glad that you brought up as far as meditation and movement, like Tai Chi. Very interesting. I'm learning, you guys. Yes, Tracy, we can definitely do this. We're definitely going to do that. I'm loving ideas. So let's get all these ideas together. And if Sarita wants to jump on board to help out with the ideas, that'd be great. Okay, you're in New York. That's cool. So yeah, we can do this all electronically, digitally, online. We can all jump once we create this Facebook group. Gotta think of a name. We'll create this Facebook group and we'll all just make this happen. But I'm loving this idea. I'm loving the fact that as a collective, we're coming up with ideas to help the community. Oh, well, you're always in Philly. Okay, well, we're going to definitely do the online thing, Sarita, but we're also going to, I would love to try to do something, because I have this space here, and I'm in Germantown, if you're familiar with this, since you're from Philly. I wanted to create some type of breathing event. I think that would be kind of dope. So I'm going to consult with Tracy to find out, like, I've never heard of a breathing or breath event, if there's such things, but I'm going to try to find out more information because it sounds really interesting. So I love the fact that we talked about all the different types of meditation, and we talked about as far as meditation in the form of movement that Andrew brought up. Andrew spoke about Tai Chi, and meditation and movement as a combination of working together. Now, I know there's even people who meditate not with just movement, but sometimes it's stillness. And but one thing I think is a common thread that we all agree upon is that breath or breathing is a critical point, or not critical point, but a critical component when it comes to meditation, and needs to be taken seriously in all forms of meditation, of either movement, stillness, but it's something that needs to be considered. Yes, Sarita, we are definitely going to make this happen. But whenever you're in Philly, just inbox me. I would love to, maybe we could do a vegan restaurant or hang out, or you can come to the studio. I don't know. Just let me know when you're in Philly. It'd be good to meet you face to face. Oh, Tracy, you over there thinking. I see the wheels turning now. Vegantation. Okay. I'm liking that. I'm going to write that one down. All right. I'm liking that one. Okay. Now we just have, let's figure out what it's going to be about. I love the fact that we can do recorded meditations, and we can also do meditations, live meditations. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's keep thinking, everybody. We're going to definitely make this happen. Definitely going to make this happen. So I'm just so glad you guys are joining tonight. My name is, I'm using new fancy software. So we have, my name now. I have everything. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, and Twitter. at the Urban Black Vegan. I'm here every Monday night, and we're going to start. Apparently, we're starting this new vegan group, group page that will include so we can keep the conversation going on past just today. We can kind of keep it going on throughout the week, and I'm really excited for that as well. Yeah, you guys are really pouring out information about. You guys are pouring out a ton of information. I'm so thankful. Yeah, but what else is going on with you guys? What else is going on? I'm loving the meditation and veganism talk. This is great. Now, but I would also love, it's Monday, so how was your weekend as well? Let's talk about this. Anyone eat anything interesting? Any new restaurants? Anything on the vegan scene that's happening in your neck of the woods that we will find interesting, like in your city? Because I know here in Philly, we just got finished with Vegan Restaurant Week. This was the first year of Vegan Restaurant Week here in Philly, and it was interesting. I only went to one restaurant. There were tons of restaurants that were just doing, even the non-vegan restaurants was highlighting their new vegan options. Yeah, they were even highlighting new vegan options. But I'm going to tell you, I only went to one restaurant. I thought I was going to hit a ton of them. Now, I don't go to a lot of vegan restaurants because I'm not, even though it's vegan food, I don't know what's in the food so much. I'm asking questions like, is there oil in this? How much? Is it a lot of salt? Are you using refined sugar? Is it, did you use any sugar? Is it coconut sugar? Is it cane? I'm asking all these questions. I don't know. Is it store-bought? Is this stuff made here on the spot? I know they were looking at me like, can this dude just eat? It's vegan food. There's no animal products. Can you just eat it? But I can't do that. Are you like that when you go to restaurants and you're saying, is just knowing the fact that it's vegan, that's good enough and it doesn't matter. It's vegan, so I'm going to eat it. Or are you like me? It's vegan, but what's in it? You know what I mean? That's not enough to know that it's just vegan. It's okay, yes, it's vegan, but what is in it? You know what I mean? Did you use a lot of oil? Did you use any oil? Is it Himalayan salt? Is it iodized salt? Is it what? You want that kind of stuff. All right, Faye says, I'm going to a vegan fest in Randall's Island this weekend coming up. Oh, a vegan. Now, is it a vegan fest? Is it the first year of the vegan fest? Or is it a big one? Is it a small one? Yeah, I'd be interested. There's a vegan festival coming up. I think it's the end of this week here in Philly, in Phoenixville. Now, I went to the vegan festival last year out there, which is pretty good. It's in the suburbs of Philly, right outside of Philadelphia. Now, the thing about this festival is that when I go to festival, I never eat any food. I don't know. I'm not going to eat a bunch of fried food, and I don't want anything with the processed spreads. I don't want no just mayo or just eggs or whatever that crap is. I don't want any of that kind of stuff. But when you go to these vegan festivals, veg festivals, there's rarely healthy vegan food. It's crazy, but there's rarely anything there. So I usually go and just not eat. But I want to be part of the scene, and I'm always hoping that there's going to be something healthy. But I don't know. Being healthy and vegan is being vegan nowadays is not the hardest thing to do. Being healthy and vegan, more of a challenge. Oh, Vegandale. I think I've heard of Vegandale. Yeah, Tracy, I know so Tracy says, I think Vegandale is coming up in New York. I went in Chicago. It was great. Yeah, I've heard of, I think I have heard of Vegandale. And Chicago is really cool too, because I know there's a pretty big vegan scene out in Chicago. I know that I think her name, there's a chef out there that does a lot of stuff. I think her name is Rain, Rain, Rain Truth. I think she's a chef and the cultured vegan. I know she does stuff out in Chicago. And then there's also my vegan friend, Alexandro. Let me see if I can find. Now, these are people you might want to. Yeah, Alejandro Fianeri. Yes. And he runs the group called Diary of a Vegan. Yes, and I think he is also a chef out there in Chicago as well. So I know the vegan scene in Chicago is pretty healthy. I mean, healthy as far as there's some stuff going on. Oh, and then also another person I think you guys want to follow. She's also in Chicago. And her name she goes by the Vegan Pediatrician, and she's in Chicago. Her name is Dr. Natalie Santiago. She's a sister. And she is in Chicago, Dr. Natalie Santiago. Follow her page because she's dropping nothing but jewels, nothing but great information. And she's a vegan pediatrician, sister in Chicago. So I know for a fact Chicago is doing its thing. Yeah, but that's good. That's good. Oh, thanks, Faye. Faye has posted the. I guess this is the link. Okay, it looks a little crazy, but I guess this is the link. I guess this is the link. Faye has posted the link to the event. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. I can't really access it at the moment. But yeah, thank you so much, Faye. I had to do Chicago. I've never been to Chicago, but I definitely want to check it out. Definitely, because I keep hearing so many good things about Chicago. All right. Yep. So thank you guys so much for joining. Once again, my name is Joshua Black. I go by the name Urban Black Vegan. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter, Urban Black Vegan. I do this every Monday from 7:30 to about 9-ish. And we talk about all things vegan. I usually have a topic, and we also add in some top of the day or top of the week news, interesting news that we can talk about as well. So the goal is just to keep us informed, to make sure that we conquer ideas, concepts, and conversation around veganism. We don't just focus on recipes, because as I like to tell people, there's so much more to being plant-based or vegan, especially vegan, because vegan really means it's more than just the food. It's more than what's on our plate. It's living a higher consciousness. I like to say it's being aware of where you are, of where we are, how we're living, and how what we do can affect others. And I also like to talk about ways of activating our activism. I believe that we have a responsibility, since we've been able to go down this path or jump on this path or come to this pool party, what I like to call it, of plant-based living. I think we all should take on a responsibility of at least introducing or raising awareness to our friends and family, because at the end of the day, communities are suffering, and we're suffering because of the onslaught of chronic illnesses and diseases that are so preventable, that are literally killing communities. And since we've been able to jump on information that is life-changing, I think we all share a responsibility and maybe sharing that information with others. So I hope that you join me on the quest to get the word out through whatever ways, by whatever means necessary. That could be like, I try to do it by jumping on here and sharing information. Maybe you can do it by volunteering. Maybe you can do it by just helping a friend, because you never know. We all have a story. Everyone came here in a different way. And so we all have a story on how we found our way on this path. So I think it's important that as many voices that can raise up and share their stories, the possibility of touching others increase by the fact that we have a variety of stories where people can find someone that they can relate to. So it's very important. Yes, I'm glad you guys are sharing. Guys, make sure that you read through the post because there's some amazing information being posted by people who are like sharing like all kind of resources of events, apps, methodology, just amazing information. It's almost like reading a book. You get these little vegan nuggets of information that can help you on your journey. So good. Not sure how many. Let me see. Oh, that's it. Okay, yes, guys. So I'm so glad that you guys are joining me tonight. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock here in Philly. We're going to keep the conversation going as long as you guys have stuff that you still want to talk about, because I don't want to bore you guys. But tonight's been great. We've talked about meditation and veganism. We talked about ways of meditation. We talked about movement in meditation. We've talked about just breathing, breath, meditation, recognizing and understanding and appreciating the breath that we actually take in every day. There's so many different forms of meditation. We talked about meditation in the form of yoga, Tai Chi. It's a ton of information. If you guys have the opportunity to read through some of the comments or take the opportunity just to share this with a friend, just share this with a friend so maybe they will gain something from understanding how meditation can enhance their vegan journey, or meditation just set alone by itself can just be an enhancement to their life. I think we should all try our best to make sure that we introduce. I just want to make sure that we're not just preaching to the choir. You know what I mean? Like, of course, a lot of people who are on this vegan journey, we're quote unquote woke. So we understand the benefits that we're gaining from information like this. But maybe the people who are not woke, if you want to call it that, and can gain from this information. So if we share this link or we tag them in a post or in a comment, that maybe it'll bring them to want to listen in or at least read through some of the amazing comments and posts that you guys have listed here. So yeah, let's make sure that we do that. Okay, Sarita. So I'm just like ear hustling on this conversation. It says, isn't Karen Calabrese located in Chicago, the 71-year-old raw vegan? I have not heard of Karen Calabrese. Oh, maybe I have. I want to look her up real quick. Karen Calabrese. You said she's 71? Oh, wow. Oh, Sarita, thank you so much. I am intrigued. I can't look now because we're doing the show and I want to make sure I give you guys my full attention. But you can best believe that Karen Calabrese, I'm going to find out some more information. See, guys, this is why I love this show, because I learned so much. I gained so many different resources by just listening to what you guys have to say and looking at the posts that you guys put up here. I didn't hear of a Karen Calabrese, but I am definitely 71 years old. I just took a quick peek at her picture. She looks amazing. Yes, I agree with you, Sarita. The vegan scene in Chicago is amazing. But you know what? I know I think, Sarita, you're in New York, right? I believe you. So the vegan scene is always, well, you guys are known for restaurants. New York is known for restaurants, period. So I don't think you can go half a block without running into a restaurant in New York. So that goes without mention, of course. But to find out that other parts of the country has a vibrant vegan or veg or plant-based scene is inspiring as well. All right, guys. So it is 9:05. I'm so glad that you guys join me. I usually like to wrap up the show about around 9ish, unless we have like 20 or over 20 something viewers. I always keep it going. But once it starts to dwindle, I don't want to keep you guys up. I know it's a work night, but I'm so glad that you guys took the time to join in. So join me every Monday from 7:30 7:45 to about 9:15. We're going to talk all things veganism. Now, through the week, I would love to get suggestions on maybe some things that maybe there's an issue or something or a topic that you would like to discuss next Monday. Just drop it or send me a DM or just list it somewhere on my page. Like send me a message if you have an idea, but I will post the next show as an event, and you guys can also list it there, what kind of topic or issue or challenges that you may be having that we can discuss. But so tonight's show, just letting you know, we highlighted meditation and veganism. If you're just joining in, make sure you guys check out some of the amazing information that's been listed. Now, I'm going to try my best. I know I want to do this as we start to try to take the production of the show up a bit. I want to try to list some of the resources on another page or maybe on my website, which is urbanblackvegan.com. Maybe listed on my website as far as some of the resources and whatnot that people have listed here, so it can be easily to get to. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter, Urban Black Vegan. I'm trying to think what else is going on. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just going to check and see if there's any new messages. If not, I'm going to sign off until next week. Oh, hey, Sophia Belly. Yes, is that right? Oh, Sophia. Let me get it right. Hello, Sophia Bailey. Thanks for checking in. Oh, Sophia, what part of the world are you checking in from? I'm still waiting to see if we get my first like international viewer. I don't know I know there's someone checking out the show internationally, but I would love to see if they could check in to let us know, like, hey, I'm checking in from, I don't know, Australia. It'd just be kind of cool to know that our reach is going out that far, and some of the information that we're sharing is being shared halfway across the world. So, hey, Sophia, let me know what part of the world you're in. Are you in the United States or are you somewhere else? And how's the vegan scene? That's what we want. Oh, the UK. Yes, we have an international viewer. Okay, Sophia, so let's talk about the UK. I know the UK has a pretty dope vegan scene. Correct me if I'm wrong, but okay, England specifically. I know England has a pretty cool, or is it England? I know the UK has a pretty cool vegan scene because I follow a few people out there. So is that the fact? Is it a really cool vegan scene? I didn't even ask you, are you vegan? Or plant-based we're trying to be. I know I said I was going to get off, but I can't now because I just had someone jump on board. So I'm having this little conversation with my new UK friend, Sophia. So she's going to let us know what the vegan scene is out in the UK. To be specific, she's in London. So let's see what she has to say. Hopefully she'll jump back on. Let us know if the vegan scene is jumping off. So how is the vegan scene? Is it thriving out there in England? Do you have options? Are you on the fringe? Because I keep reading reports that there's like new restaurants popping up in the UK all the time. And from what I understand, it's pretty progressive as far as on the vegan scene. Oh, that's good to hear. It's good to hear that it's like everywhere. It's not just the States. It's not just the major cities in the States. But I would love to know if you're from like a small little farm town or something like that. Do you have vegan options, or how is the vegan scene in some of the smaller cities in the country? Oh. Oh, so it went from great to not that great. Okay, London is great, the larger cities, but not so much. That's good. That's good. I think they're improving everywhere. It's amazing what's even going on here in the States, because I don't think it's one. Well, I know in Philly, it's probably not one restaurant you can go to that doesn't have a vegan option. Like we have restaurants that's just totally, they don't even call themselves vegan. They just call themselves like probably one of the biggest, most well-known, most awarded restaurants in Philly is called Veg. And it's like a real fancy smancy place. And all they sell is vegetables. Okay, but I'm so glad. I'm so glad things are good in England, or where you are in England. You don't struggle too much. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm just so glad. I'm just glad that it's everywhere, and it's not just in my little part of the world, which is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the United States, but yet it's everywhere, and that's good to hear. Yeah, but let me know if you are in like that small town, or you're in a small suburb somewhere and you struggle with the whole vegan thing because it's just not that many options. Would love to hear. Yes, Tracy, I agree. I think most restaurants now, if they don't have most restaurants, even in non-vegan, because we just had vegan restaurant week here in Philly, and even the non-vegan restaurants participated because they want people to know that they're with it. So they either have one or two dishes, vegan options, or they at least now have a vegan burger, and it's usually the Impossible Burger or whatever that burger is. I don't eat them, but whatever that is, they usually have at least that because they know it's good and it's kind of like widely accepted by most vegans. Oh, Dr. Bernard. Love Dr. Bernard. He's definitely a person that I follow. You guys are so lucky. Yeah, Dr. Bernard is a rock star, like in the whole vegan plant-based world. A definite rock star. You got an opportunity to meet him. That's not meet him, but at least, or did you meet him, or did you go to an event? Yeah, let us know. Let us know. Because Dr. Bernard, he's a rock star. I have a list of like people I would love to meet. And he's definitely a person I would love to meet. Now, this is interesting. Sophia says, my family's, they're not vegan, but they veganize food at home when I visit. They veganize food. I can imagine. And that's a lot of time that's what happens. Like my daughter, she's not a vegan person, but she's vegan curious. Like she's like, Dad, can I try that? My tofu. Oh, Dad. Or we're going to go to a restaurant. I said, oh, we're going to go to a vegan restaurant. And so she's willing to try stuff. As long as the texture and taste is there, she doesn't care. Because let's be honest, meat is nothing more than just texture and taste. Once you can either mimic or give something that's compatible, that can meet expectations to non-vegans, they're with it. Because it's all about taste and texture. The two T's, taste and texture. You can get those two things down, taste, texture, and the mouthfeel, whatever you want to call it. You get those things down, most people will be with it. That's why a lot of people are cool with fried anything vegan. Like, so say you do fried cauliflower as buffalo wings, and you say, I want to make some fried cauliflower buffalo wings. They can get with that because the texture, that crunch is still there. You know what I mean? They can get with that. So, all right, guys. So it's 9:14. I think what we're going to do, we're going to call it a night. So once again, just to let you guys know, I'm here every Monday from 7:30 to about 9:15. And we talk all things veganism. We talk, I always bring a topic, and then we have some news topics to discuss. And then we just talk amongst ourselves about anything and everything that's vegan. So I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining the conversation, for jumping on board, feel free to continue the conversation. And also look forward to the fact that we also will be creating a Facebook group so we can continue our conversation throughout the week, come out with ideas, suggestions, tips and tricks and whatnot about being vegan, about meditating, the whole 9 yards. Me and my breath coach in Chicago. I know that sounds like I'm like all uppity, but not really. But my breath coach in Chicago, Tracy Cox, and my other former Philly friend, Sarita, we're going to try to come up with some kind of idea to create some kind of group where we can do meditations and for free and try to help some folks. So stay tuned. I wish you all good health and wellness. I'll see you next week. Same place, same time. 7:45 live on the adventures of the Broccoli Boy Wonder. Thank you so much. I'll talk to all you guys later. Take care. Peace.